Thank you very much. What an honor and a blessing to be with you here today and to be introducing our panel on abortion. On January 22nd, 1973, the day that the Supreme Court decision, Roe v. Wade, was announced, I committed to try to do something, primarily because I knew, I was pretty young at that point, but I knew that abortion kills babies. How could that be allowed in the United States of America, which was founded in our Declaration of Independence on the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Well, since then, millions of people, many of you here, have joined in this battle to defend life. And after 40 years of abortion in the United States, and even more than that, in many countries of the world, such as Russia, and I want to honor and thank Father Maxime, who was recognized this morning for his international pro-life work, fighting abortion, which started in Russia at the beginning of the 20th century, and fighting those effects. It now has become clear that abortion has done much more than kill babies, causing a deeply downward spiral. It deeply harms women and men and all who have been involved in the abortion decision and the abortion process. It creates distrust and division between men and women, and a lack of normal security and bonding in key family relationships between husband and wife, between parents who chose abortion and their living children, those children who suspect or even know that their own parents could have aborted them. As such, abortion, I think it can be argued, is the major cause of the breakdown of marriage and the family that should be protecting the life and opportunity of our children. With readily available abortion, the ultimate and most deadly form of birth control, sexual intimacy for many has become simply recreation. Love, commitment, children, and now even male-female complementarity have been unlinked, totally disconnected entirely from sexual intimacy. By breaking down the natural family this way, abortion is a major cause of the breakdown of society itself. If that weren't enough, abortion has also become the prime weapon in population control and eugenics. Gendercide, for example, in India and China. Racial targeting, targeting of the imperfect, the unwanted, and those who are too costly or not useful, and now simply those who are unplanned. Actually, when you consider the downward spiral of the fertility rate in many countries due to abortion, we have a condition called demographic winter, which is affecting many of the countries of the world and will, in fact, affect almost all of them by mid-century. Yet this gathering itself, with its diversity, its international scope, its prestigious experts, its vibrancy, the young international leaders who are here, for example, demonstrate that there is hope for life and for rebuilding the family. There are other positive signs as well, especially in America, your host country this year, where the American conscience continues to be troubled by abortion, and where thousands of pro-life organizations are active, from neighborhoods to the nation's capital. For example, reversing trends from previous decades, 6 of the last 10 recent Gallup polls show that a majority of Americans self-identify with the label pro-life. The number of abortions in the USA per year is at its lowest, 1.1 million, since 1973, although there's no doubt some underreporting. Now, of course, that's put in perspective of the 55 million abortions globally every year. Abortion clinics today in the US are being closed in record numbers. From a high number of abortion clinics in 1991 of 2,100, we've lowered that number of abortion clinics now to about 600, down by more than 2/3. Thank you. This has been accomplished through regulation, legislation, and judicial activity. And thanks to those who are committed to reducing the supply of abortions, and thanks to the power of prayer, most visibly in front of abortion clinics. With about 2,500 life-affirming pregnancy help resource centers and pregnancy help medical clinics with ultrasound in the USA, and that's Heartbeat International and on our mission, we outnumber abortion clinics 4 to 1. Thank you. The pregnancy help part of the pro-life movement reduces the demand for abortion by providing a safety net, primarily in the form of a person who brings the love and support that an abortion-vulnerable woman needs, but often does not have in her broken family. A loving person is still the best alternative to abortion and the best companion in abortion recovery. And I might say that in addition to the 2,500, or included in that 2,500, and in addition up to 5,600 pregnancy help centers now exist around the world that we know of at Heartbeat International. So it's a phenomenal approach to reducing the demand for abortion. Abortion is still a major issue in American politics, and it's been featured extensively in the debates leading up to the presidential elections in 2016. And finally, the dramatic and shocking Planned Parenthood videos released by the Center for Medical Progress. And may I ask, how many of you have seen those videos on the internet? Good, and if you haven't, simply Google Planned Parenthood videos, and you will see the evidence that the country's largest chain of abortion clinics, about 1/3 of the abortion clinics in the US are part of the Planned Parenthood chain, is involved in the illegal sale of baby parts. These videos have revealed for this generation the evils of abortion, and they're opening up a new conversation. For the first time ever, the US Congress has created a special committee to investigate Planned Parenthood with its own budget and subpoena power, and the hearings will start in just a couple of weeks. So is this a new day? Are we close to a tipping point, particularly if the giant Planned Parenthood falls here in the United States, which would certainly affect abortion throughout the world? Our panelists this afternoon will share their perspective on where we are with abortion and where we need to be.